Hey guys, welcome to the Binge Zone. We're talking movies, TV, and animation, and welcome to another review. Today we're talking about the Netflix original Ingobernable. Now, Ingobernable is a Mexican original series, so that means it came from Mexico, dubbed in English, and Netflix has the rights to produce all the episodes. And I want to say that the show is a political thriller that starts off really strong. And what I mean by that is the fact that it's not a spoiler, it happens in the first 5 minutes. We find out that the Mexican president has been killed by his wife, or so we think, and from that moment the show takes its peak. What I mean by it takes its peak is like the first 2 episodes are some of the best TV I've seen in a while, and that's them looking for the first lady after she killed the president, or supposedly killed the president. She goes on the run. Of course, that's what you would do. So she goes on the run, and the government is looking for her. And I like those type of shows. I like 24. I like Homeland. I like shows dealing with national security and all the different departments of a government looking for somebody or a terrorist or whatever. And that whole sequence, the whole chase of her, the whole thriller aspect, the whole cyber thriller of the government using all their resources to find her, is super interesting, and it's great to see it from the Mexican government point of view, because usually we get these shows from the American government, but I like to see it that was branching out to different cultures and different countries and looking at how their political climate works and how they deal with situations like that. So that was really interesting, but that's where I kind of have my fallout with the show, because the show kind of peaks at episode 2. If you have a 16 episode season and you peak at episode 2, that says a lot about where the show's going. And from that moment on, the show goes downhill. And when I mean the show goes downhill, it really goes downhill, because the fun, interesting aspects that were part of the first 2 episodes, the government looking for her and all that, and all their resources, and with all the government espionage going on, you would think that that would take precedence for someone killing the president, but that takes a back seat until this new plot line they developed in episode 3 with, granted, not a bad plot line, because it deals with corruption in the government. So we have like different factions of government political schemes and things of that nature that's going on. We have the government abusing their power, going after the underprivileged and unwealthy in Mexico, and it's a bunch of interesting plot lines, but the show doesn't focus on, like, it jumps from that presidential assassination, interesting premise, jumps to this drug trade thing, interesting premise, jumps to these ragtag group of freedom fighters fighting the government, interesting premise, but it doesn't expound upon anything. It deals more so with the first lady, how she perceives that she's been slighted. And the biggest issue I had, right? The biggest issue I had with the show is the fact that you're the first lady and the president, you wake up and the president is dead and no one's around to see if you killed him or not. You would think you would handle it a bit more realistic. And when I mean a bit more realistic, like, you would be frazzled, psyched out about it, but she's calm, cool, collective. She elaborates this whole plot and escapes the entire government. Like, how the fuck does the first lady know how to do that? They try to allude to it by saying she was kidnapped when she was younger, so she's good under pressure, but that's bullshit. And on top of all that, we get a love story smidged into the middle of this that feels forced. And a lot of the show feels forced, dragged on. And had they stuck to one of these premises, like I said, that dealt in the beginning of the show with the political intrigue of the show, had they stuck with that and showed us how that is done in other cultures and things like that, this show could have been really phenomenal, because the acting is great. The acting, I can't complain about the actors. They all played their parts with the part that they were given. And Danielle from Sense8's here, and I love seeing her in this role because she's such a different character from the character she plays in Sense8. And as you know, Sense8's my favorite Netflix original, so I love seeing her in this show. But overall, aside from the acting, the cinematography of the show, which is beautiful, the show is beautifully produced and it's amazing in the way it looks and the way it feels and the way the actors try to portray the role. But the story itself is weak. I wouldn't say it's a bad show, but it's not a great show. Like, it could have been so much better, because, like I said, it touched upon so many interesting plot points. So had they focused on those plot points, the show would have been phenomenal. Regardless of the fact I ended up binging it, I would not recommend it. I'm gonna have to give this grade a C, because, like I said, great acting, great cinematography, but overall it's not that good of a show because it has too much going on and not enough central focus on the main plot, which, like I said, the first 2 episodes were phenomenal, and that's when the episodes peaked of the show. You don't want your season to peak in the second episode when you plan on going a whole season. Anyway, Ingobernable, have you seen it? Let me know what you think in the comments below. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, guys. Until next time, binge on.